Hi guys, Kevin here. Welcome back to TheBitsTribe. Today we'll be taking a look at the power station offering from the Orico ATONO series. If you're not sure who is Orico, Orico is a notable brand when it comes to PC accessories, cables, chargers, and previously power bank. Currently, they are venturing into a tricky business called power stations, and now we are having the Orico AT150 power station right in front of us. This is an excellent choice for off-the-grid usage, as it can be charged like from solar, car charger, wall outlets, and even fast PD chargers. This makes it a perfect use in remote locations and during power outages. It's very versatile, compact in size, and can be served as a reliable source to juice up multiple devices of various kinds, from AC, DC, and USB. Design-wise, it's rugged looking thanks to its main body that is aluminium. It has a nice grey finish, textured so it's easy to grip, especially bare hands or with glove. Mind you, this is also acting as a heatsink when the power station gets a little bit toasty. But not to worry, on the very sides right here, there is airflow inlets or outlets depending how you see it. There's also active fan cooling right here that helps to cool the circuitry, the inverter, as well as the battery right here. So you'll definitely feel a little bit breeze on the side, and the fan kicks in. It's a little bit audible, mind you, but again, it's a power station. It has to have fan active cooling to cool it so you don't hold a piece of hot aluminium. Now, to understand all its function is to look at its very ends. This is where we have one of the main ports right here. So 2 USB-A, 1 USB-C, DC in, DC out. So to activate the DC ports and the USB port, you have to press one time. When you see the blue LED, that means these ports are now active. Then you see the LCD screen right here that only show one information, the battery percentage in the power station itself. And the screen right here, it is super bright. Even if you're outdoors in a sunny environment, you can see it much easily versus those colorful IPS screens of other power banks like Sharky, Anker that I reviewed previously in the channel right here. Now, to on the AC on the other side is quite simple. You have to long press. You hear that fan sound and you see the blue LED. This is where the AC port right here is turned on. Now the AC port right here, depending where you're buying from, or you can go to AliExpress or Alibaba, you can actually choose which prong setup you want. So I have the UK 3 prongs right here. It also comes in Oceanic, EU, it comes in Japan, as well as US prong setup right here. So not to worry, you can actually choose what type of outlet you want that better fits your charging needs. So to power off it is quite simple. In an on state or off state, you have to long press it for a few seconds, then the LED light turns off right up here. That means it's turned off. Same goes to the front. A short press is basically to off the DC and USB ports. So short press, front, long press for the back right here. Quite simple. Are you tired of overpaying Microsoft operating system or software licenses? Look no further than Softwarekeep. As a Microsoft certified partner, Softwarekeep sells only 100% genuine Microsoft license at affordable prices, backed with a full year 24/7 customer support. With over 100,000 customer feedback from various rating platforms such as Google Rating, ResellerRating.com, Trustpilot.com, and Review.io, Softwarekeep is the trusted source for your software needs. All purchases are safe and secure, and every product is approved to be on shelf by Microsoft. And if you're not sure how to buy the license on the site or have further questions, there's a customer support there to guide you every step of the way, even after you buy the license. And here's the best part, use discount code BTYT20 at the checkout and get a further 20% discount on your entire order. And remember, don't overpay for Microsoft software and operating system licenses. Visit Softwarekeep today to experience affordable and genuine Microsoft software that you deserve. On to performance of this power station right here. It uses the typical 18650 cell that is rated for 2600 milliamp hours at 3.7 volts each. There's total of 15 cells right here to make up about 39,000 milliamp hour setup right here, which roughly translate to a 144 watt hour package power station right here. Now, because it's beyond the 100 watt limit, you cannot travel and carry on board airplanes. So a bummer right here. But again, this is meant for off-grid usage, outdoor usage. Now, aside from that, because it's using the typical 18650 cell, expect the capacity to drop from 100 to 80% after 800 cycles. Cycles means 0 to 100, and if you're doing it on a daily, after 800 days, it will have that capacity drop to 80%. So that translates roughly to about 2 years plus. Now, aside from that, based on my personal test, the total charge into the power station, the capacity was about 166 watts, whereas the total charge outwards of the power bank was about 136 watt hours. So an efficiency of roughly 82% right here, charge capacity right here. It's kind of shocked because it takes more input to keep it to 100% to be fully charged. So the efficiency right here in future power banks by Orico needs to improve. If those numbers sound confusing, no worries. Let me share you some charging facts. Like for example, our test based on the iPhone 13 Pro Max charged from 20% to 100%. This will give you 8.4 times worth of charge. Whereas if you're charging something power hungry like the MacBook M2 Pro, this one can charge 20%, 100%, 2.2 times. On to the charging performance, the USB-C port right here supports Power Delivery 3.0 standards, whereas the two USB-A ports right here supports Qualcomm Quick Charge 3.0. Now the USB-C right here promises a 60 watts bi-directional input and output charging speeds. Based on my test, the input charging speed, the maximum I get was 61 watts, which is 1 more watt better than advertised. The good news is the output managed to hit 69 watts, which is 9 watts more than the rated 60 watt speed. Now when it comes to the two USB-A ports right here, each is rated for a maximum of 18 watts output. Based on my test, both individually managed to hit 25 watts, which is 7 watts more better than advertised. Now when it comes to the DC input, the sizing here is 5521. It is rated for 30 watts input, but from my test, I only get about 11 watts for third-party charger, and with the included Orico charger, about 22 watts only. I never hit the 30 watts. So maybe if you have like those load test bench and tune the voltage and amperage, maybe you can hit 30, but in my case for daily usage with with typical chargers, 22 was the maximum. So a bummer right here. Now when it comes to the DC output right here, the sizing is 5525. It is rated for 57.6 watts. I managed to get 72 watts. Close to advertised, not a big marble right here. Now I also tested this power station in multi-port charging to see its performance. So if I'm using the USB-C and both USB-A, it yields about 85 watts, which is very good in my opinion. Now if I combo the Type-C and the DC output right here, it gives me even better at 97 watts, which is awesome. Now, unfortunately, this power station right here does not support pass-through charging. I tried via Type-C, I tried via DC right here. It does not support pass-through charging, whereas other power stations in the market do. So Orico, you really need an upgrade. Onto the AC charging right here. This uses a pure sine wave inverter right here that has a switching voltage between 110 volts, which has a maximum output of 170 watts, or 230 volts at 150 watts maximum. So based on my test at 230 volts, the maximum output I managed to get was 155 watts. Not too bad, but when I tried to push beyond that, even at 110 volts, I couldn't go beyond the 155 mark for either voltage switching. So yeah. So here's a summary. This is a decent portable power station to boost some electronic batteries like your MacBook, drone, camera, and other chargeable products on the go. And you can use the AC outlet to use with appliances, but you're limited at the 150 watt range. Now this is good for camping off the grid or places where you're going to, you're not certain whether there is accessibility to charge your devices or run your devices. Now again, for me personally, for portable power station, I rather go with those hand carry 500 watt hour capacity as a bare minimum. 144 is a little bit a limitation right there. You can run few things and appliances for a few hours and that is it. But again, it makes up for its lackluster in size and charging wattage in terms of watt hours by providing you a lot of options right here. You have your AC ports, you have your USB ports, you have your DC ports. So it's very kind of a handyman, offering you different type of solution despite its lackluster in terms of the charging part or the capacity part. So overall, I would like to see Orico to make a refresh of this power bank as soon as possible, because there are power stations and power bank of this size that has 100 watt PD charging to and back, and some companies are venturing into 120, 165 and even 200 watt, as I was told by a particular brand. I cannot review much because it's still, you know, PNC. The battery cell definitely needs a juice because everyone is using 18650 with, like, you know, 3000 milliamp hours, 3500 milliamp hours. This is still using this old classic. Yes, it helps in battery cycle, it's good, it gives enough voltage, but you know, 3000 milliamp hours as a bare minimum should be it instead of 2600 milliamp hours. That would give extra juice in terms of, you know, watt hour capacity right here. So overall, would I recommend this power bank or power station? Because, you know, online they call it power bank, power station is a little bit confusing. I will call it power station. I would say yes, because despite its lacking of certain performance and capacity, you make up by those convenience of having USB, DC and AC port right here. So I will give this 8 out of 10 rating in my opinion. So thanks for watching this video. Remember to like and subscribe to our channel. Stay tuned for more charging products and I'll see you guys in the next video. Till then, see you there.